Yo, 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 what's good, folkers? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. Snapzilla Gorilla. Welcome to the definition of anarchy. So, today on July 12th, 2020, I want to talk about the real war. I want to talk about who the real enemy is and who the real war is against from the real enemy. But first, I want to touch on the division, okay? The division that's being perpetuated by the mainstream media and the government and certain shills and grifters from both sides of the political spectrum, whether it be the conservative or the liberal, Democrat, Republican, whatever. We have to pay attention to the people, that are perpetuating the division and take a step back from them. We have to ask ourselves when we decide to follow certain people, we have to ask ourselves, what are they doing to present solutions? Do they have solutions, or are they just complaining all day, every day, in every video about what the other side is doing? Are they finding any reason and every reason to blame the other side, as opposed to trying to figure out how everybody can work together? If you have constant division, if you have people on both sides constantly attacking the other side and saying, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, you're doing it, like without any real solutions, without any type of real goal, then what are you doing? You know, yeah, you want to pull people from the left to the right or the right to the left. You know, you want them to come join your side as if your side is better than the other side, when both sides are just wings of the same bird. Left to right wing, same bird. You see? And when that starts to happen, you have the little people fighting amongst themselves while the elites continue to control everything that goes on around you. They control legislation, they control the justice system, they control the enforcement arm of the government. They control everything. They pull every string. And the way that they are pulling the strings and manipulating people is not for the betterment of the people, it's to the detriment of the people. So what I'm doing in this video is I'm calling out to everybody, right? Everybody that has influence, I'm small fry. I can't, there's only so far I can reach. But I'm calling out to anybody that I know or that watches me that has a following or knows someone who has a following. Ask them what their solutions are. Ask them, how do we reach that goal? Ask them how we can stop the division as opposed to perpetuating it and harping on something every time something happens. Oh, they're playing Raise Every Voice and Sing, or Lift Every Voice and Sing before the national anthem. Oh, they're playing the black name. Oh my God, how horrible. Or, he said gay. Oh, he won't kiss a transvestite. This is stupid shit. Stupid shit that we're fighting over that has no bearing on our future, that has nothing to do with freedom, that has nothing to do with obtaining freedom. You just bitching about every little thing. That's what you guys are doing. There's snowflakes on both sides of the coin. Snowflakes on both wings of that freaking bird. And y'all bitching and complaining about the same shit. Y'all talk about, you got one side saying, making everything about race. You got the other side saying, oh, you're making everything about race, but then they make shit about race by bringing up race when it's convenient for them, when it suits their need, when it suits their narrative. Like, and what's being done? What's happening? What solutions are being brought about? What conclusions are we bringing ourselves to when we constantly harp on the same BS? Oh, they're celebrating George Floyd. He was a thugger. He was a thug. Like, come on, man. Get your ass out of the sand and pull your heads out of your asses. Okay? It's nonsense. At the end of the day, injustice is being done to everyone who are not part of the elite class. If you're not part of the elite system, then you're part of the oppressed class. And if you're black, you're going to be more oppressed. The oppression is going to come for you first. You understand? You're going to be more oppressed than others. All right. But we have to understand that everyone is oppressed. Let's focus on that. Let's focus on ending oppression for everyone, right? With the extortion fees known as taxes, with fines for bullshit, with, you know, being locked up for crimes that are not crimes, with being locked up for acts that don't present or create a victim. Like, if I want to smoke drugs and smoke weed, that's my prerogative. If I want to smoke crack, that's up to me. If I want to make a voluntary transaction with another human being to buy crack and smoke crack and put crack in my own body, that's my prerogative. Is it safe? Do I agree with doing crack? Hell no. If I knew somebody that did crack, I would do my level best to convince them to stop smoking crack. But I'm not going to lock them up in a cage. I'm going to voluntarily, if they're really ready and willing to stop the smoking of the crack, I am going to do and take the steps that it takes to rehabilitate them, send them to rehab, keep them, you know, take care of them while they go through detox, while they go through withdrawals. It's a process. But I'm definitely not going to lock up the guy that sold them the drugs. He sold them. It was a voluntary transaction. Why am I locking the guy up that sold the drugs to somebody who wanted the drugs? See, that's just an example, okay, of how people keep constantly being locked up for committing acts that are not crimes, that don't leave a victim, and is putting money and slave labor into the prison industrial complex. Now, I want to talk about the real war and who the real war is against. And I'm not going to say with, because if it was with, then it would be both sides fighting in the war. No, it's just one side fighting in the war. And that war is against our children. There is a war against our children. There's a war to put them into sex trafficking rings, to use them for their organs, to eat whatever these sick people do. There is a war against our children. These people don't give a damn about your children. And they don't care about anybody. They don't care about our children. They don't even care about their children, because they're indoctrinating in their children into these ritualistic practices that look to harm and torture other children. These children of these devil worshippers, or whatever you want to call them, are forcing their children to participate at an early age in these acts, so that when they grow up, they can keep it going. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a movie to watch. It's called Ready or Not. Okay, this is a great movie. Like, it's not really well done, but the premise highlights just one of the practices of these elite people, of these rich people, these wealthy people that they're out of touch with the people because they don't want to be in touch with the people. But it's generational. You understand? From an early age, they're forced to participate in these rituals in order to please their master, which is the devil. You understand what I'm saying? Really good movie. Check it out. Like I said, it's not the best done movie, but just look at it. I mean, it's really about devil worshippers who perform certain rituals when their children get married. It's kind of crazy. Check it out. It's called Ready or Not. Okay, that'll kind of show you a little bit. Now, I can't say that is one of the rituals of these devil worshippers, but it looks like it makes sense to me. I mean, you know, it's a movie. You know, it's a movie, so it is what it is. But every now and then they'll put a movie out like that to put it out there in front of you. Our children are under attack. Our children are under attack by the Elemental P community, right? Shout out to Queen's Throne for coining that one. Our children are under attack by the government, CPS, They're under attack by these corporations. Now it comes out that Wayfair is doing some funny shit with some cabinets that cost about $10,000, $12,000. Throw pillows that cost $10,000, $12,000 with the names of, you know, giving them the names of missing children. Just so happens. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. You know, this shit has been going on so long. They have perfected the ways and means to do it under the radar, right under our noses. And we spend our money with these corporations, which gives them the resources to continue doing what they're doing. That's what our taxes are going to too. Our taxes, the taxes we pay into the government that ultimately go to the elite class, that helps put money into their coffers to commit these crazy acts. You know, you got the PPP loan, right? Because of COVID-19. Jared Kushner is a recipient of that loan. Donald Trump's buddies, right? All these celebrities taking your tax money to do what with it? Taking millions of dollars from the PPP loan, while thousands of small businesses are not being approved for these loans, even though that's who it was supposed to be for. They're not being approved for these loans, and they're not getting these loans, so they're having to shut down their doors, shut down their businesses permanently. Permanently. These corporations, these celebrities, these Trump buddies, these Hillary Clinton buddies, all taking this money, our tax dollars. We're just giving them the resources to do what they've been doing for decades, for centuries. Kanye West got that money. Jared Kushner, like I said, one of Trump's golf buddies. This is, but you'll never hear the right talking about it. They won't talk about Jared Kushner taking that money. They won't talk about Trump's buddies taking that money. And if you bring it up, oh, well, you know, oh, they do have a business. They do have employees. They should be able to, But these people are not struggling. They're not small businesses. These people are worth billions of dollars. They don't need to take money from the government. They don't need to take money from our tax dollars. They don't. You got small businesses where the CEOs and the founders aren't even paying themselves, right? Their expenses are being taken care of at the bare minimum. But I know some small business owners that they can't even pay themselves. They have to pay their employees. They have to put money back into their business so they can expand and do other things. And they don't, at the end of the day, they don't pay themselves. Yes, they're able to live, but they're not getting a check. And what are we giving these people money for? These people are worth millions of dollars, billions of dollars. When Obama bailed the bankers out, they were giving themselves fucking bonuses with our money. And what do you think they're doing with that bonus money? Huh? Or do they be on their Lolita Express? Well, Ghislaine Maxwell, will she shed some light on what these people are doing? I hope so. Hope she survives. Hope she makes it to trial. Hope she's able to point some fingers. Because our children need to be protected. Our children are the greatest casualties of war. Are we willing to set our petty ass differences aside? Are we willing to stop bitching about people bitching about nooses? Are we willing to stop bitching about nooses? What are we willing to do? Are we willing to stand up and say everybody's Second Amendment rights need to be protected? Or are we going to applaud when the government sends police into people's houses to seize their weapons because they felt like they needed to defend their home after people broke through their gate and entered onto their property? Yeah, I mean, that St. Louis couple, man, they need some training. Absolutely. They were pointing the guns at people. They had the finger on. They had no trigger discipline. They were pointing their muzzles at each other. It was wild. But at the end of the day, that aside, they had every right to stand out on their lawn with their weapons in their hands to make sure some shit don't pop off. They had every right. I may not like how they went about it, but if I live in a gated community and people just start busting through gates, best believe I'm gonna have some tools on me. And I'm gonna have a little more discipline, a little more muzzle discipline, a little more trigger discipline than those people had. But I'm a damn sure be out on my motherfucking lawn and porch. I don't care what nobody say. Don't you? Hey, keep y'all need to get off the this private property, or you know, stay on the street and keep it pushing. I don't know what y'all here for, but don't cross that property line. Whatever, you know, whatever political differences, whatever. I don't care about that. I don't care about it. But you bust up on my shit, it is what it is. So, are we willing to stand up for our rights? Because ultimately, if we want our children to stay protected, we have to be able to do the things we need to do to protect them. We need to have the tools. We need to have the ways and the means. We need to have the resources. We need to have the funds. We need to stop giving our money to the government and put the money into our communities to build our communities and all that, and take control of our communities. Take control of our communities. Take control and power over the so-called police departments that patrol our communities. They need to account and report to us at the end of the day. Why? Because our children, we need to know that our children are in the right hands when these people are patrolling our neighborhoods and we're at work, right? We got to go to work. We got to go do what we got to do to make our money. So, you know, if our children come home from school, we need to know that we have the right people on the streets to protect them and look out for them. It has to be people from the community that care for our children, that we care for each other's children. You know, it takes a village. That's the old African adage, right? It takes a village to raise a child. If you have the right people within your village, if you're close to the people in your village, everybody looks out for each other. Anyway, and then you don't bring in people that don't care about the community, that really has no invested interest in your community to patrol your community with a gun and a badge and a bulletproof vest and carte blanche and to do whatever fuck they want in qualified immunity. No, it shouldn't work like that. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think we should set aside our petty differences, stop perpetuating division, and start focusing on keeping our children safe and breaking up these these sex trafficking rings? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Stop putting money into the drug war and put money into the sex trafficking war. Really, it's not a war against sex trafficking. It's a war against the people that are committing these acts. So what are we gonna do? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's start moving and marching toward freedom. Peace.